Hey, I'm back. It's the Ask Murph Show. And today we're talking about, should I finish my basement? So I have a past client of mine who's also a good friend of mine. I love the guy. And he keeps asking me, Murph, I really want to stay in my house. At least I think I want to stay in my house. Well, my wife wants to stay in my house. Well, anyways, do you think I should finish my basement? And I keep telling him, well, the first question you have to ask yourself if you're going to seriously consider finishing your basement is, how long do you plan on staying in the house? And that's when the question got deep, because how long am I going to stay in my house? Well, I just we had a baby a couple years ago, so I have a 2-year-old, almost 3-year-old. We're expecting another one. And that's really why I'm thinking maybe I need to finish this basement so I have a place downstairs, a man cave. I said, okay, great. That's awesome. Yeah, especially if you're having more kids. But do you plan on staying there for the long haul? Like, do you plan on staying there at least another 7, maybe 10 years? Do you plan on having your kids go to high school at the local high school? Well, why does that matter? I said, because here's why it matters. If you're going to finish your basement, the problem is in today's real estate market, 2020, is that the cost of labor and the cost of materials is through the roof. Well, why? Why is the cost of labor and materials through the roof to finish the basement? Well, unless you have a good buddy, which be careful when you get the good buddy discount because you get what you pay for. But unless you have a good buddy, or you're going to want to use at least a reputable contractor. Well, a reputable contractor nowadays is swamped. They have tons of work. They have more work than they can even handle. So what are they doing? They're coming over and giving you a bid to finish your basement. But that bid is going to be a lot higher than you're used to seeing, especially if you've done construction maybe 5 years ago. The materials are through the roof with tariffs and this and that and all these different things that influence pricing on materials. Materials are expensive, but labor is even more expensive because it's hard to find good framers. Like, one of the hardest things to find, and one of the trades that's getting paid the most are framers. So it's hard to find framers. It's hard to find plumbers. It's hard to find electricians. It's hard to find good GCs who have awesome relationships with all those guys who can get a job done in a reasonable amount of time and also do good quality work. Why? Because they're buried. And if you ask them to do work, they're going to charge you a good fee to do it because they can. So if you're going to finish your basement, you need to make sure that it's a good return on investment. What do I mean by that? That mean if you're going to spend that money to 50, 60, depending on what you're doing, it could be $100,000 on your basement if you're going to get crazy. You need to make sure that you're going to stay in that house long enough to recoup that investment. Because if you're going to sell in 3 or 4 or 5 years, you might just be breaking even on your house. And I don't want you calling me saying, hey, you told me that if I finished the basement, I'd be fine. Well, now we need to sell. Life happens. And now we're not fine. We're not going to keep that 120,000 equity that we had. We basically just gave it back because we did the basement and we need to move. And that's exactly what I told my buddy. You got to think twice, man. Because if you're not going to be committed to staying there in the long run, then is it worth, finishing your basement? And that's the debate. And that's why he keeps coming back and asking me again and again and again, because he wants me to give the answer that he wants to hear. But I won't, because I don't do that. Because I always look out for people's best interests. I have too much experience. 15 years of investing in my own properties. I know when to say go, and I know when to give good advice that might protect you from yourself. So if you got questions, if you're looking to finish the basement, if you're looking to do an addition, if you're looking to add on to your property and make an investment in your property, reach out. I can help. All right, take care.